I walked into the wedding hall with my wife, thinking it would just be another ordinary evening celebrating someone else's love. The lights shimmered across the ballroom, laughter echoed from every corner, and couples posed for photographs with wide smiles. I felt a small sense of pride having her by my side, dressed in a stunning gown, her hand loosely resting on mine. For a moment, I thought we were the perfect picture. But that illusion shattered when we sat at the round table near the center. Her best friend leaned in to whisper something, and my wife bent close to her ear. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but the words carried just far enough. I froze as I heard her soft, bitter voice. If I had another chance, I'd never choose him. My heart sank instantly. The laughter around us blurred into a muffled hum, and the chandelier lights felt suddenly too bright. I kept staring at her, trying to convince myself I had misheard, but the way her friend pressed her lips together told me it wasn't my imagination. She meant me. The man she had once promised to love. I clenched my fists under the table, feeling a storm rising inside. I had given her everything. My time, my loyalty, my trust. We had built a life together, fought through struggles, shared dreams, and I had never doubted her loyalty until that moment. And yet, here she was, admitting in a careless whisper that she regretted choosing me. The night dragged on, every toast and dance feeling like a dagger twisting deeper. When she smiled for pictures, I noticed how forced it was when her eyes met mine. Her laughter no longer felt like something I belonged to. Instead, it sounded like something I had been excluded from. I thought about confronting her then and there, but the thought of creating a scene in front of so many people stopped me. Instead, I remained quiet, masking my pain with a polite smile, while inside I was collapsing. It was like being a ghost at my own marriage, invisible to the woman who once swore she couldn't live without me. Later that night, when we returned home, she carried on as if nothing had happened. She poured herself a glass of wine, slipped out of her heels, and sat on the couch scrolling her phone. I watched her, the weight of her words pressing against my chest. Finally, I asked, "Do you ever regret choosing me?" She froze, her fingers pausing mid-scroll. Slowly, she looked up at me, her expression unreadable. For a moment, I saw the truth flash in her eyes, the guilt she tried to hide. "Why would you ask me something like that?" she said softly, trying to brush it off. But her hesitation was louder than any denial. That night I didn't sleep. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, realizing I was living with someone who secretly wished I wasn't the man she married. The betrayal wasn't physical. It was deeper. It was in her heart, where love should have been but wasn't anymore. Days turned into weeks, and her distance grew. The truth was out, even if she never admitted it openly. And I knew then that sometimes the cruelest betrayals aren't affairs or lies. They're the whispers spoken when they think you're not listening, the ones that tell you were never truly wanted. So I made my decision quietly. I gathered my strength, and one morning, I packed a bag. I left her a note on the table. "You don't need another chance to choose differently. I'm giving you the freedom you already wished for." When she found it, I can only imagine the shock on her face. But for me, it wasn't about revenge, it was about peace. She had already ended the marriage with that one whisper. All I did was listen.